Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your good buddy, Roger.
And I'm your good buddy, Brandon. Kind of felt a little, you got a little scratchy there.
Nah,
you got
dude.
really high on that one. You about fell off the
I try to do it a little different every time.
audible spectrum there for a second. That was like a dog whistle. It was so high I couldn't even hear it. All right, but
I'm impressive.
But here we are. Yes, indeed. Roger, it's gonna be a little bit different episode. We're not doing a review.
Yep, it's going to be one of the, we've been doing the episodes where we'll talk about an ongoing show in the season, kind of early on.
New stuff.
And give our thoughts on that show and whether or not we think that you should watch it. And this week, we are watching Higurashi When They Cry New.
Yeah, dude.
And Brandon, what do you think about it?
It's fine.
Okay, well, it's an anime that was from a 2006 anime, which was actually from a series of video games.
And let's just say right now, one of my good buddy Roger's absolute favorite animes.
I do love it.
He's been talking about it since episode 0.
Yep.
If you've been around that long, and if you have been around that long, I'm sorry. But yes, he adores this that original series. This one is. It's been described to me as a sequel / reboot.
Yes. And I'm not even sold. I mean, reboot in the sense that it definitely looks different. It definitely has more polish. The characters are...
But it looks to you more like a straight up sequel.
Yeah. It looks to me more like it's just a straight up sequel.
I get that.
However, I do believe that you do not have to watch the original material to follow along this and potentially enjoy it, especially if you're looking for something kind of spookier to watch for Halloween. We're recording this in October, and I think, obviously they probably timed it to release around this time.
It's pretty creepy. It's real creepy.
It has some real creepy moments, and it's a lot of fun so far. I've really been enjoying it myself.
Yeah.
But,
let's start with a little bit of the technical stuff. So it's Higurashi When They Cry New.
Yep.
That is it's streaming on Funimation right now.
Correct.
Currently, at time of recording, we have 3 episodes out. You have watched all 3.
I've watched all 3.
I got the first 2 in me. How much do we need to talk about the original series here?
I think that we can hit a couple of notes.
Okay. So like for me,
because you're gonna get stuff in the first and second episode,
right,
that are important, very important to the original series.
Right, and that's the thing I wanted to hit on is we're kind of getting both sides of the spectrum here, because you, again, huge fan of this. I've never seen an episode. You have described it to me to varying degrees of success.
Yeah,
several
it's very
times.
hard to describe.
Yeah, no kidding. I finally got, after watching these 2 and talking to you a little bit more, I'm getting a little more of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it more.
I think what I said earlier was like it's easier to watch it than have it explained.
Yeah.
Like it's much easier. It does make sense. Explaining it doesn't make sense, but watching it does make sense.
Yeah, it's definitely
as
one
you would think
you would have to just watch.
But it certainly helps to watch the first season.
Right.
I don't think you have to watch it to enjoy it.
Sure.
I guess to enjoy this When They Cry New.
And I feel like us, the 2 of us, this is gonna be the testing of that theory. Because I definitely, based on your description and everything, I do want to watch that original series, but I kind of want to right now just get through this one without seeing it and see how it hits each of us.
Yeah. I think that would be a really cool experiment because, like I said, and I mean, I love the original show.
Yeah,
we've already went over that.
You're a fanboy.
And it's fun going through this because they give so many nods back to that first one.
Yeah, most of which are obviously lost on me, but
yeah. And I mean, as they should be, because I'm sure this show definitely has the potential to bring all those things back up with the way they're doing it. Essentially, I will go into slight spoiler territory for the original run.
Oh, here we go.
Because
maybe skip. Spoiler alert. Here we go.
Yeah, maybe skip. This happens in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
Here we go.
The
This
first
is Roger's.
episode, you do not know at the very end. You just know something is different.
Yes, here comes Roger's lore dump, everybody.
It plays very, very, very close to the first episode of the original show. There are only a couple minor differences with the games and stuff they play, which, you're like, oh, they're revamping it, they're redoing it, fine, they changed the games. I'm not going to fuss about that.
Roger, I don't want to interrupt you, but we haven't actually talked at all about what this show's about yet.
Have we not?
Not really. It's a small town. There's a bunch of kids. It is irrefutably and incredibly creepy at times. Just based on the first couple episodes, we got, what's the kid's name? Kiichi, who's like this dude, and there's this girl, this cute little girl, Rena, who they appear to be like super close buddies.
Yep.
Okay, very first thing you see in the show before any of that is what appears to be some dude, apparently him, murdering someone with a bat.
Yep.
Just bashing their head and blood going everywhere.
Blood flying everywhere.
And then immediately afterwards, we're just in this world. We're in this little small town. Oh, hey, we're playing games at school. Oh, let's go have a picnic with our friends.
It's very cute. It's laid back camp.
It's very cute. It's very cute and very cuddly. And if I didn't know that there was at some point a dude bashing someone's head in with the bat, I'd think it was super cute.
Yeah. It would be like, if you didn't see that first, minute or whatever of the show, and you went in, you're like, okay, this is just another obnoxious, cute show.
Yes.
But there is something lying way underneath it.
Yes, and there obviously are other characters. We have, what's the purple girl's name?
Rika Furude.
We got Rika. We got the two little kids.
Satoko. Satoka is the blonde-headed one.
She's the one.
Rika is the purple-headed one. She's the little one.
Yes, and the blonde-haired one is the one who has. I believe. Yeah, she does the like, I don't even know, the anime girl laugh.
Oh yeah, you're gonna talk about the flesh tooth.
She's got the flesh tooth. She got the skin tooth. Ugh. I hate those. It's like the stereotypical moe or whatever thing now.
Yeah.
It still looks weird to me. But yes, it's all very cute, and they play these games. They're just having fun. They're having a little picnic. I'm gonna eat all the hamburger before you do.
Yeah,
I want to hamburger.
There's some pranks and stuff in there, and the pranks at the very, like okay, these are kind of dark pranks, but it is nothing.
But as this stuff is happening, you have these moments where, like, dude, like, heard that there might have been some kind of accident out here. Someone might have died out here by the junkyard or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, do you know, hey, what's her name again? Rika? Rena. He's like, do you know something about that? And then you just get a hard cut. All the music stops.
Yeah.
No.
It goes.
There's nothing.
It goes, and the animation styles goes from very like cutesy to very defined.
It gets very just intense, and all the music background sounds stop. It's just dead silence, and she's just like, "That's nothing." And then it's like back to, and he's like, "Huh?" And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm cute again."
Yeah, and you're like, "Huh?"
Absolutely, it's very good at doing kind of the same thing that what is it? Promised Neverland did, where it is very good at cultivating this feeling of unease and this weird just creep factor.
Yeah, and not to mention
even as you got all that cute stuff going on.
Yeah,
cuties being cute. That's great.
And not to mention you're in this small rural town of Hinamizawa.
Yes,
and more so in the original show, the cicadas blare.
Yeah,
this one they're very loud and very present. They're not as present as they were in the first one, and I think that was largely a mixing issue or whatever and figuring out what they were doing.
Yeah.
But the cicadas are back, and the show Higurashi,
the title,
translates to when they cry. That's what it's called here. They refers to the cicadas.
Mm-hmm. Which that struck me as kind of weird, because I was like, is that going to play a bigger role or something? It really just feels like the kind of weird background, like, just to make you feel uncomfortable kind of thing. That,
it's
like,
atmospheric.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric, yes. The whole thing just leaves me feeling, like, goose pimply and creeped out.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go take a shower and get this layer of filth off of me. And that's a feeling I don't exactly love, but it is interesting that this show is able to make me feel that. Yeah. And then go right to, haha, we're so cute.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. And even, like, I'll get this out of the way now. Even a couple of fan service moments, which I don't necessarily agree with, in this show. Because these kids are so cute, and they are just that, pretty much children.
Yes.
Yes. Some of them not even in high school. I give a lot of passes, and there are a couple moments in here, like, that one's hard to give a pass, but I will say, They do not go overboard with it or anything like that. It's not every other shot. So far.
Not yet, they haven't. And also...
The second season, apparently, a lot of people said there was a lot of fan service in the original show. I don't remember it too much. I do remember there were OVAs that were very fan servicey.
Okay.
They were like pool episodes or whatever.
Hell, you gotta have a beach episode.
Yeah, and then I don't remember it too well, but most of the times I watched it was well before we started this podcast. So, my eyes weren't as critical or looking for these certain things as they are now.
Yeah. And obviously we talked about this a little bit, with the very first scene of this show, but also if the end credits is anything to go by, this show is going to be incredibly violent. These, again, are children. You are going to see violence against children in all likelihood, and possibly some assault stuff happening.
Yeah.
This is a very adult show.
Yeah, this is an M-rated show for sure.
Yeah.
Do not let your kids watch this.
Ever.
Yeah. I mean, I would say bare minimum 16. If I'm pretty sure my youngest brother was probably around that age when we watched it. Maybe
and he came out fine.
Yeah, he came out great. Except for all those times that he wasn't great. But now he's doing good. I want to get back kind of into the...
Sorry, every time you bring him up, I just remember the story about his email address, and it makes me fucking roll.
Oh, doing
it's
the poo-poo?
so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I want to get back to the point of going, over
talking about like the
first couple
original
episodes.
series and whatnot.
So, the last thing you see in the first episode, you get largely the same episode, almost shot by shot, aside from a couple of small differences.
Sure.
And then you get Rika with her eyes glowing at the very end, watching over this junkyard scene, which is an iconic scene from the original anime. Now, that, I was like, wow, they're really going to throw that away right then. The whole show works in a time loop. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yes.
The time loop is happening with Rika. And I'm comfortable saying this because the very first thing you see in the second episode after you get that little shot at the end is Rika talking to a character that you don't get until the 25th episode or so of the original show.
Sure.
This is where the whole chain, this is the central point of all of these events.
Right.
Is Rika and Hanyu, the character that you get. And you don't know anything about Rika. You don't know that Rika is the one that's reliving these loops over and over and over until that end. And literally the middle part of the first season, the mid of the whole show, the original run, is the last thing you get is Rika's "let's do it again." This time, essentially with resolve. This time we can do something better.
So and obviously if you haven't figured it out, we're knee deep in spoiler territory.
Yep.
The way that once you kind of explain that to me, the way it finally clicked for me is like, okay, so it's like a video game, and there's a bunch of bad ends, and she's trying to get the good.
Yeah,
end.
she's trying to get good endings because terrible things happen. Something terrible happens to her every single time, and she has no recollection of those memories. However,
she doesn't know who did it or how it happened or anything.
Yeah. However, in the time prior to her demise, essentially, the time prior to that, she remembers all of it. She remembers everything from every time she's lived this over again. And so she can use that information as she goes forward to try and progress through these storylines and try and save herself and her friends from these
horrible
really
things,
gruesome events like you get in the very first episode of this show of When They Cry New of Keiichi bashing in Rena's head.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is very intense, and they drop these little snippets of lore too. It's so fun. It's so good. Just like, as Keiichi's trying to figure things out, and he's like, yeah, they never recovered his arm. And you're like, what the hell? His arm? What happened to whose arm?
Yeah, it's just weird lines and stuff that, again, to me watching it, I'm just like, that's weird. But Roger's over here like nutting because he's like, I know stuff.
Yeah. So the original show, and I'm going to assume with this one too, they are... they are horror, but on top of that, they are true mysteries.
Yes. So the way you described to me, you could watch this and you could figure out what's happening.
If you are Sherlock Holmes, you could probably figure it out in the first couple of arcs from the original one.
Gotcha.
If you are that damn good.
You know what? I'm going to watch this original series.
You need one character to show up, and you can start putting pieces together and figure it out, before the first season is up, for sure.
Okay.
I was not that good. And I love the way...
Yeah, but you're not Brandon's good buddy Brandon super spy over here.
Yeah, and it leaves you like, is this a whodunit? Is this something supernatural? Is it aliens? Like, it really ties in a whole lot of things to lead you down different paths and different ways of thinking. But the original show does a great job of tying it all together. Mm-hmm. And that's where the question arcs and the answer arcs come into play that are often very confusing for me to explain.
Nah, I get you.
I don't know if they're going to do the arc formula on this one or not. Like I said, we're only 3 episodes in, but I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm down to check it out.
Especially with the animation change too, it's pretty nice. It took me a second to get used to.
That was another thing you talked about. Like, the original series was apparently much more cartoony and kind of stiff.
Yeah.
Some people said, whereas this one is more proportional and relatively modern anime.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because the original one does have like these very lush backgrounds, like these almost watercolor-esque backgrounds, and this one kept sort of that same style, but it has these very polished characters in the foreground.
Yeah.
It was, at first, it was like, I don't know if I like this, but I think I do like it.
I think I'm fine with it. It never was, like, absurd or annoying to me, except for that skin tooth. I hate the skin tooth.
I don't think the animation really breaks any ground, but it does a good job, and the art cards on the closing song are amazing.
Yes,
opening
and
closing
terrifying.
songs are awesome.
Yeah.
And there is a really cool nod for all of the people that watch the original show. At the very end of the first episode, they play the opening for the original series. Very, very cool.
Very fun.
But so far, I'm enjoying it. It's definitely a spooky one to get on top of. If you're looking for something a little scary to watch, I definitely recommend it. Brandon, I don't know if you would recommend it or not thus far.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it right now. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like, I do feel like I am... Like, it's hard for me to feel like I'm not missing a lot having not seen the original. So again, I do want to do this experiment where, like, you watch it, I watch it, and we see how it hits us.
So far, I do believe that it can stand alone.
Of course, I am also going to have you there, like, to let me know, oh yeah, that's the thing about this or something. So that's always fun. Got to get you a Roger in your life.
Yeah.
Ladies, get you someone who will explain the anime to you like Roger does.
We'll see how long it is before I get frustrated.
Anyway,
but yeah, it's a really fun anime. I'm super stoked that they brought it back. I had no clue that this was going to happen until like last year or whatever. When they announced it, man, I almost dropped the log in my pants right there.
But boy, bad shit a brick.
I couldn't freaking believe it.
Boy, bad shit a brick.
And they did a really good job of keeping tight-lipped as to whether or not this was a continuation or a reboot or what it was. And maybe it is something in between, truly in between.
Could be.
We'll find out, but I hope you good buddies check it out. I hope y'all enjoy it, and if you don't, or you watch the original, let us know what you've been thinking about the whole thing. Like, do you like the art changes? Do you like the atmosphere? Have you not watched the original and you've checked out the first? What do you think of it so far? Are you following with what's going on? Let us know in the comments below.
Absolutely, we love hearing from you guys.
And I think we're about ready to hop on out to the ramble.
Yes, I'll just... A little billboard for the coming ramble. I just want y'all to know...
Yeah, we might break it into a separate episode for
We might. We'll see how it goes exactly. But your boy here managed to... He lost a little sleep, and he lost a little free time. But he did manage to watch at least one episode of every new show, barring a couple sequel series, this season. And I'm going to be giving my little breakdown of where they land on my sliding scale of really good to real crappy. So, check it out. Ramble's coming up. For YouTube purposes, though, thank you so much for listening.
Yep.
Thanks for checking us out. Go make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We love it. Love hearing from you guys, and we would love to interact with you some more.
Yeah.
We will have the full plugs at the end of the ramble, but of course, as we said, like, subscribe, click that bell so we can ding your dong. Shout out to our good buddy Thomastastesbetter. That's Haas. Thomastastesbetter on Instagram. Yep. AKA DUNGEONWITCH.
Yeah, DUNGEONWITCH
on YouTube for the closing theme on the YouTube portion of the review portion, which is what this is, even though there's no review, really. But yeah, we're gonna bust on out of here and get to the ramble.
Yeah.
And
next week we don't know what we're gonna, or next time we don't know what we're gonna talk about.
We don't know.
We're gonna try to chug one out before the month is over, though.
I would like to find us something good and creepy.
Yeah.
To have us a little Halloweeny episode.
It would be nice. So if you got suggestions on something creepy that we could watch over the next few days, hopefully be able to finish, we would love to hear.
Yeah, man. Obviously, I mean, this show's plenty creepy, but we want something we can watch in full, hopefully. But thank you so much for checking us out. We are going to bust on into the ramble, and see ya.
Love ya.